Well, hello, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope everybody's having a good time. I'm going to switch back over to my comments because I was doing the little things that go first. And lots of people in here already. So let me say hi to some people. And I hope you guys had a fabulous Christmas yesterday. And I'm going to show you this. Carol is a new member now. I'm hoping that she will pop in today. And so everybody can welcome her. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? And Todd is in here too. Telling everybody wonderful that he hopes they had a wonderful Christmas, ready for 2023. And Ann is here. Hey, Ann, how did the girls love their Christmas? I bet you they had so much fun. You know, Christmas is so much fun with little ones because they're just, everything is a wonder. And so that's always so much fun. Julie is here having peanut butter cream pie for dessert. Yummy. That's what I say. And Shannon is there. Hey, girl, I like the picture of the family picture. That was awesome. And Angie is in here too. Hello, Angie girl. And Doug is here. Shawnee is here. Linda is here. Yay. Everybody's just popping in. I wasn't really sure because it's day after Christmas. People are exhausted. And I wasn't really sure how many people would pop in tonight. So that's awesome that everybody's popping in. And I did a members video today, and I also did a short. I burned my hand yesterday. It was the weirdest thing. It was just a freak accident. You know, I was down at the clubhouse, I had been doing dishes, and there was just some other people were going to finish the dishes. And I had this big pot that we had heated up earlier before supper. We had turned it off. And I went to put it in the roaster because it was all the bones and some of the juices. And we're having turkey soup tomorrow at the clubhouse. So I was going to use that. Anyway, I'm pouring this big pot into the big roaster. And all of a sudden, the roaster starts to slide. And I don't know if there was grease under there or it was just the heat. I don't know. But it was just like a second. And I just burned my hand. See? There's one of my blisters. It's not too bad tonight. Seriously. Oh, my phone's making noise. And I had a blister right here. Right there on my knuckle. Right there on my knuckle. But that popped a little bit ago, and it looks really pretty good. I've been soaking it with water. I've used aloe vera. I just broke off some of my plants, and I have been using my salve stuff that I make. So I think it is just, and this great big honking one is starting to drain tonight. Like there's liquid right there again. Now I do have salve on there. That's why it's shiny, because I have salve on there. So, but last night it hurt like the dickens. That's right. Blisters are awful. And Lynn is in. Hey, Lynn, how are ya? I hope you and the grandkids had a great, great Christmas. And Tina Ladybug is here. How are you? You are very welcome for the Christmas card. I was hoping everybody would get them before Christmas because you never know. Because lots of the country was shut down. Like some of my kids haven't gotten their Christmas boxes yet. But they'll eventually get them. They'll probably get them this week sometime. But when the interstate's closed, those trucks can't go anywhere. So it is crazy. Thank you very much, Doug. Thumbs up. That always helps with my analytics. Yeah, it was an ouch, but it's. I honestly have to say, 24 hours has made a huge, huge difference. And Leanne is in. Hi, girl. How are ya? And Snow Garden 307. You probably had so much snow. Gillette had 14 inches before Christmas. Casper had probably 14, 15 inches, maybe 2 feet. I'm not really sure. They had a lot. So I'm sure the snow was blowing and it was horrible for you. That, I miss the snow during the wintertime, but I do not miss those blizzards and the ice. I don't. Hello, young lady. How are you? Thank you very much. Oh, good. Linda got her card. Good. Yeah, I hope everybody, and if seriously, if you're a member or I always send you a card every year and you don't get it in the next couple days, let me know and I'll just send another one because I have a few more cards left, and so I will. Doug said you got a half an inch of snow. Woo, 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 woo. That is awesome. Luckily here in Pinedale, we didn't get much wind as bad as other places. Oh, good. My sister used to live in Pinedale, Wyoming, and it's a beautiful place. It's a little town. It's basically at the base of the mountains. But it gets cold there. My sister used to always say it's the coldest place in Wyoming. Now, was it? I'm not really sure, but she always said that. Shannon says that they're pushing 2 feet. Whew. That is crazy. So it's warmed up in Rapid City and warmed up a little bit in Gillette. But I guess there's another storm coming. And those poor people in New York, I think Buffalo, New York, by Buffalo anyway, some places got 6 feet of snow. Now, that is a lot of snow. Now, Ann says, no snow in East Texas or in Houston, but it's really cold, 16 degrees. That is cold for you guys. Is it, see, I would think that that's really tough on some trees, flowers, bushes, because they're not used to that. And I think there'll probably be some die-off because of that cold weather, because Lubbock, Texas, the wind chill one day was going to be -1. That is cold in Texas. Oh, good. Todd got his card. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, Lynn says, my new 14-week-old puppy does not care for potty training in Missouri. You can't blame him. It's cold out there. It is. That's right. The icebox of the nation. So cold. Yeah, so many days it was back home with the wind chill, 30 below zero, 40 below zero, snow's going sideways. I felt bad for my friends. There was pictures on Facebook and it was like, whoa. As always, make sure if you have a channel, type in channel and it will pop up. There's Doug wrote channel and then it pops up his link. And so that's always nice. Anne is doing the same thing. So it's awesome. Sometimes if you do it too quickly and they haven't popped up that channel, it doesn't do you. So you just have to wait a second and it'll do it. So anyway, tonight we are talking about being exhausted during the holidays. It can be very stressful for some people. And I think I was used to be stressed sometimes with the holidays because you're trying to figure out how to do all the presents. And, a lot of times there's only a budget. You have a budget that you can do for the holidays. And I think that adds to the exhaustion. So that once Christmas is done, it's like, I want to sleep for 2 days. Plus, you've been baking, you've been wrapping presents, you've been entertaining, you've been going places. And it can be one of those times that you really need some downtime for yourself. And I really think you got to take a few hours, even a day, and just say, I can't do all this other stuff. I just got to take care of me. I want to start 2023 in a good place. And so I'm sure everybody has tricks. Sarah says, I want to sleep all winter. That is awesome. Well, I was tired last night. I actually sat on the couch, and our couch, it has a thing so your feet go up. And I mean, my hand was so sore. I got my little dish strainer thing, my little container, and I filled it with some ice cold water. And I basically kept my hand all night long. And I was like exhausted in the morning. And all I was doing is sitting there. Jeannie says she just woke up for a nap. You go, girl. Joe's really a good napper. When he gets tired, he just naps. I rarely nap. It is really rare for me to say, Joe, I got to go take a nap. But I mean, he takes a nap basically almost every day. But that's just him. He just loves it, and then he wakes up, he's all refreshed. And I guess I'm kind of jealous sometimes. that he can just turn everything off. And I just don't turn everything off. Jeannie says she hardly ever takes a nap. So I'm glad you took a nap today, because Christmas can be exhausting. And there's the Steph girl. Good evening, all. Hi, Sandy. Exhausted. Yes. And you're not even done. You still got to go see your mom and dad. Shawnee says she loves a good nap. See, Joe does too, but I just can't do it. Julie says, I can't nap. See, I totally understand. Has to be in it for the long haul. That's a good way to look at it. I think I wish I could just say, okay, I'm going to take a nap every afternoon for an hour. When I was younger, sometimes I would take a 15-minute power nap because I was working so much and kids were little, and it was just like, ugh. And so sometimes I take a power nap, but I haven't done that for a long time. Alyssa is here. Hello, young lady. I hope everybody in the chat had a fabulous Christmas. I have a friend down here, and she was riding out with us to our art meeting. She's an artist. Not Louise, that I talk about lots of times, but a different friend of ours. And she doesn't like Christmas at all. She had her mom passed away, right close to Christmas. Her dad did a few years before that. And she had a couple other things that happened right at Christmas time. And she just doesn't like it. She, I think she has all those memories. And I said to her, I think you have to change how you're thinking about this, because really would her parents want her to be sad every Christmas? They wouldn't. I said, you got to make some new memories and you got to find some joy. And so I hope this year, I'll see her in a few days, it was better for her. And I hope that every year gets a little bit easier, because it is hard when you lose somebody at the holidays. But you got to make some different memories, and you got to figure out how to look forward, because when it's hard at holidays, I think it's very easy to get depressed, to get very sad, to get so you don't want to do anything, and you're basically exhausted. Not exhausted from work, but just the stress, because stress can make you exhausted. Linda says, I'm trying to set up my business for 2023, and I'm exhausted thinking about everything I need to research and do. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, it can be crazy. I'm not even done with cards and sending stuff. It'll be a good surprise when people get it. They'll go, because sometimes you go to your mailbox and you have 10 or 15 cards in it. And so now those people get them later stuff, and they'll be going, oh, this is such a nice card. So maybe we should plan on doing that every year. We have been helping goat kids. 11 babies in less than a week. 5 goats have kidded. That is a good thing. I bet you're so busy. Those kids are working. Julie says she tried powered naps and woke up at 10 p.m. I'm going to take a 15-minute nap, and you don't wake up until it's nighttime. It can happen. Doug says, the only goal I have is the same goal I have every year. Read through the Bible. That's always a good goal, and it's always surprising things that you go, I don't remember reading that. And you've read it over and over again, but sometimes it just pops out at you. Melissa says that she's relating to my friend. Been more than 20 years now and still working on it. Bless her. I know. I felt bad for her. She was just, you could see it in her eyes, how sad she was. And so I hope that she found some joy this time, because that's tough, because then you're stressed before it even gets here. The holidays even get here. And so I want her to have happy times and happy memories too. So, Melissa, I hope you do too. Johnny says that she got so many cards, I use them as decorations on my tree. What a good idea. Oh, Linda says, I love sending New Year's cards. See, that is a fun idea too, because it's going to be a new year, 2023. I am hoping for great things, actually. Steph says she decided that the older we get, we slow down, but don't know it. That's how I can't get everything done anymore. Well, that's probably true, because I mean, every single day I used to be able to stay up till 2, 4 in the morning and get up a few hours later. And I do sleep more than I used to, though. I can still get away with 5 hours. It's harder to get away with just 4 hours of sleep anymore. But, the best time for healing is when you're sleeping. So I think if you have something with, wrong, even like with my blisters, my body tries to heal more when I'm asleep than any other time, so it's very cool. Shani says, I once read a book called Learned Optimism, and it changed my life. I'm going to have to look that book up. I wonder if I can get that as an audiobook. Angie's she's listening to an audiobook, 52 hours, Count of Monte Cristo. That's what she told me. That's a long book, but I love that story of the Count of Monte Cristo. So it'll be a great book for her to have. But what do we do when we're exhausted? So, because that's my topic for tonight. And, side note, the Vineyard Chicks are on at 9 o'clock, I do believe, Eastern Standard Time. And no, I bet you it's Central Time, because they're in Central Time. So that would be 8 o'clock my time. For a while, we were at the same time, and they switched it around. So make sure you check them out. Now, that noise is my neighbor's air conditioner and heat pump. It is the loudest thing ever. And there's something wrong with it, because sometimes it'll run for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and we're not cold and we are not hot. And so there's something wrong with it. It just runs and runs and runs. And it's like, this is costing them a lot of money in electricity. So, but there must be a glitch in it, because like ours will run, not even 10 minutes. And it either cools or heats the house and then it stops. So it's crazy. Shani says that book is an older book, but usually a good one for people to reframe their thinking about things and experiences. Interesting. Doug says, how is Joe, your mom, and dad? They are fabulous. My dad and my mom just bought a brand new truck. And the guy put it in my mom's name first instead of my dad's. And so my dad has just teased my mom. Well, it's your truck. If you want running boards, you're going to have to buy those running boards. If you want a topper on the back, you're going to have to buy it because it's in your name. But it's not really in her name. Her name just happens to be first. And I'm not sure why the guy did mom's name first, but my dad is 91 years old and he is so funny sometimes. But they are good. And so they got a 2023. It is a Honda. It's a blue truck. It's really nice. And it has every bell and whistle you can think of. But I guess they wanted to buy a new truck. And they had talked about it for the last couple of years, that Dad was thinking about trading in his SUV and getting a truck for that he could drive down here, because he has an older truck up in South Dakota. But I thought it was great fun that they're 91 years old, and why not? And so then he teased, well, your inheritance just went down because we bought a new truck. And I always tell him, spend away. It is your money and you do what you want with it. Because I don't want my kids, when I get older, them telling me, well, you can't buy that because that affects our inheritance. Hello? I think people should spend their money the way they want to spend their money. Now, if they want to give some of it to their kids, go for it, which I think is very nice. But I think that idea of kids telling their parents what they can and cannot do with their money just doesn't fly with me. And maybe you guys think differently. You have to tell me. Johnny said, we had dinner last night with two pastors who say, go slow, and you will live. Oh, and you will live a long, happy life. That's probably true. Yeah. And I know I go way too fast. I like being busy. I guess I look at life and it's like I'm only here for a certain amount of time and I want to experience so many things. That's the way I look at it. But there's times I have to say to myself, you should slow down a little bit. Jeannie says she thinks the same as Shawnee, that you live a long life. And Angie says, you earned it, you spend it. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I would certainly never ask my children for money, you know? And though if they asked me, I'd probably try to figure out a way to give it to them. But not always. You get to that point. I mean, when they're younger, you're helping them. But then when they become a certain age, like I think they should pay half their car. They should get scholarships for their college. I mean, you might have to help some things, but I think it instills in them a work ethic that a lot of kids I see don't have right now. Linda says that she agrees. She expects nothing from my family. I know. I mean, I know what my mom and dad have set up for us kids, me and my 3 siblings. But I think they should just spend it. I think they should go on more trips. I mean, they'd travel, but I think they should go on a lot more, But I guess they're happy with just what they do, Remember, Sandi, you said in one of your lives that if you could talk to your younger self, that you have time. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes I do say to myself, my younger self, I talk to myself, what would I do different? What would I think? What would I say? I mean, not that you can change what's already happened in your life. You can't. But if I had the chance, there would be different things, That's just the way it is. I've never been given anything for the giving. I had to work for it all. There is a benefit of working for things. I remember one time Stephen called me. He was in college. And he apologized. He said, I was so mad that you wouldn't pay for a car and you wouldn't pay for this and that and this and that. And he says, but he's in college at the time. And I mean, he's in his 30s now. He was in the college at the time, and he had friends that had wrecked multiple cars and their parents just bought them new cars again. They weren't going to their classes. They were just goofing around. And I think that was his first realization that being given everything is not always so good. Now, some people can handle that, but I think there's a lot of people that can't, and they don't learn from that. And so, those are all choices that we make. I'm totally off topic now because we are supposed to be talking about what we can do so not be exhausted. One of the things I think is, do we have to give presents to everyone? Sometimes we're making presents and we think we have to give them to this person, this person, this person, and this person. Do we? Do we really have to? No. What's wrong with all the siblings drawing names? Don't you remember when you were little and you drew names for your siblings and you made or bought one gift for one sibling? What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's great. When you do that, you have more time to relax and you're not as exhausted. And I think that is a good thing. And do you have to bake cookies? Do you have to bake cakes? Do you have to bake pies? Do you? You don't have to. If you enjoy that, do that. But if you get that you're so overwhelmed, why do it? You're just making yourself exhausted. And we're just winding down. So I think, we're almost to the end of the year. It's always a good time to take stock. What things did I do this Christmas that made me exhausted? Christmas is over. What was the benefit of all that time, energy, money, etc.? Do I need to do that again? I only buy presents for my son and daughter, and now my daughter's boyfriend. My husband and I will buy small things for each other. This year we saved money to go towards travel. Awesome. Like Joe and I, we usually get things that we need. It's rare that it's something that's totally frivolous. Like he asked me what I wanted. I needed a new metal basket for my bicycle. So that was one of my presents. And I wanted a new hand mixer because I have my big mixer, but sometimes you don't want to have to take that out. And all you're going to do is just whip something up, some pudding or something. And why take a whole great big mixer out? So he got me one of those because my old one that I had, even though it had 5 speeds, it was basically all 1 speed. It was just way too old. I mean, it still worked, but when you started to make the pudding, it wanted to fly all over the place. And so I got a new little hand mixer for Christmas. So, and what did Joe want? He wanted new bowling shoes. And so those, I think, come on Friday. So, it's just one of those things. Do not try to move a huge bookcase by yourself from the basement upstairs. I'm hurting today from straining myself. Oh, Linda, I hope that you feel better tomorrow. Yeah, I totally understand. I don't know how many times I've moved things upstairs, downstairs, and Joe would get home from work and he'd go, "Why didn't you wait for me?" And I said, "I was on a mission." That's why I only have cards and lights on my tree. Just couldn't get the decorations unpacked. And I bet you your tree looked fabulous with the cards on it. There are some beautiful Christmas cards out there anymore. It's just amazing. Linda says she did learn it was okay to ask my neighbor for help. That is good. Yeah, Barb's here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm really looking forward to 2023. I'm doing a video this week on my top 5 goals as a homesteader for 2023. And maybe they'll surprise you. I don't know. But that video comes up this week. What hardware do you use for making mead? Well, most of the time, what I do is I have a big Crocs. I have different size Crocs. And I use big Crocs to do that, Maddie. And so you don't actually have to add yeast. You can add yeast that's like a champagne yeast when you're making mead, but there's natural yeast in the honey. There's natural yeast just in the air. And so I always spin it multiple times a day. I'll spin it and make that whirlpool, and then I make it go the other way. And I do that a whole bunch of times for days, actually. Oh, we have a troll. Just 1 second. Block user. Okay. I haven't had a troll in a long time. Funny. And then I use a carboy after that. When a lot of times when I make mead, I put fruits in it. And so after it's done its first fermenting, then I put in carboy with an airlock and go through that whole process. I have a video on mead too. We did 18 trees this year. Whoa! Less than that last year's. She did 24. I made little trees this year. And because I have a little house down here, though I do have a little Christmas tree that goes in a box that came with the house. I didn't take that one out. I made some wooden ones. I made some candy ones. I made a canvas one. I just wanted something different. So, hello, young lady. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you had a good Christmas. I'm working on my December 22nd video for tomorrow. Oh, I will look that up tomorrow. Awesome. Carolina Hill Country. Hello, how are the kids? I hope that you just had a fabulous time at Christmas. I was talking earlier at how exciting it is at Christmas time for kids. You know, and we had a parade here in our little village, and so that was fun. And there's all kinds of houses that are decorated. In fact, one house had, I think it was 11 feet, they told me. It was a Grinch. It was huge. It was bigger than some of them I've seen in the stores. They ordered it from someplace. And so they had that all lit up. They have this huge rooster that's a metal rooster that's in their yard anyway, and had lights and had a Santa hat and had all these lights on the palm trees. It was really fun. No, I didn't go crazy like that, but it was totally fun. And so it's an exciting time of the year. But if all the things that you're doing are making you exhausted, maybe next year you don't put up the lights, or you only do a little bit of lights, or you have one Christmas tree or no Christmas trees. Like I have the Christmas tree that was our main Christmas tree was my quilted one that I made with cloth. And I hung it on one of the doors in our living room that we don't use really. We usually go out the other door. And so I just put the presents right underneath that on some little shelf things, and it worked out perfect. Angie says, I'm going to jar up the rest of my habanero honey tomorrow. Then Wednesday, I'm making cowboy candy. So good, Angie. Angie sent us some habanero honey. It is hot as can be. But the more Joe has been eating it, the more he's been putting it on stuff. And so I think you get kind of used to it. But I tasted it. My lips were burning. My tongue was burning. My throat was burning. It was awesome. Yeah. Oh, good night. Stay warm and safe also. And I hope you have a happy new year. Oh, Doug, she's sending you some. But we are already at a half hour. I'm going to go soak my finger again. And hopefully it will be much better. It's draining right now. It's seeping out. So then I can put more salve on it. So that'll be great. But everybody, I hope you have a great New Year's. Next week when we have our live stream, I'm going to start out 2023 with some giveaways. And I am going to, we're going to talk about goals and things for 2023 and just some fun ideas. And so I hope you guys have a great week this week. If you go out on New Year's Eve, please be safe. Designated driver if you need it. And I will see you next time. I'm glad everybody got to stop by too. It was nice talking to you. And be safe in Pinedale. Big Piney. Pinedale. Yeah. See, the brain is not working. I miss you too, but it won't be that long and I'll be home, April. And my broccolis are about this big. Where's my camera? About this big. Totally excited about it. And I did buy a dehydrator. It came the other day. And so I'm going to do some videos on dehydrating some of my stuff in my garden right now so that there might be things that you might not have thought about. And you can do it next summer when you have your vegetables growing. That's right. Pinedale for you. I brought up Big Piney for the temperatures. No, yes. I'm sorry. I misspoke. So, but everybody have a fabulous time. I'll see you next week. I hope you guys watch some videos this week and, happy holidays. So I'm going to let you go. Bye, everybody.